why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I strongly believe that God gives us things in our life that are not just for us, they are intended for us to share with others. So that is why I'm doing this. My name is Gwendolyn Hunter, and my testimony is about me learning about forgiveness. For a long time, I've always believed that forgiveness was just not holding a grudge against someone for past grievances or something they've done to hurt you or things of that nature. I had an experience, and this is probably about a year ago, where I had a friend who was going through some things, and I was actually just on the phone, and in my mind, I was ministering to her about what she should do in the situation. When I clearly heard the voice of God speak to my heart, and the words that I was saying to her, he was saying to me, are you hearing what you're saying? Do you really believe those words? And do you apply that to your life? So, in the midst of ministering to someone else, God was ministering to me. I felt the rebuke, and I had to say, let me stop. Because what I've just said to you is not for you, it is for me. And I, since then, have come to the realization that forgiveness is not just simply not excusing, but overlooking something someone has done to you. It's more. For me, forgiveness now is, as God said, when I forgive you, all of your sins have been erased. That's what forgiveness is for me now. I don't just forgive you, but I can love you. I can sit with you. I can minister to you. I can do those things for you, be for you in my life, the things that Christ is to me and for me. So, forgiveness has changed me. It's changed my total perspective. I'm not so absorbed anymore in that grievance of what's happened to me. It's more, okay, that's happened, and let me continue to show love. Let me continue to show compassion. Let me continue to love you, even if you do not ask for forgiveness. Because in my mind, my entire life, I've always carried the thought that I can't forgive you unless you ask, because that means you're not sorry for what you did. And I've since come to the realization that even though you may not be aware that you've done something, even if you are aware, you do not have to ask that for me, because a lot of times we believe that forgiveness is for the other person, to excuse them, and that is so not the case. Forgiveness releases us. We a lot of times tend to carry the weight because we're so tight and consumed about, you're walking around like you haven't done anything to me, and you have, and I can't overlook that. Okay, when you are carrying that weight, you're not free to worship, you're not free to give, you're not free to love, you're just not free. Forgiveness for me unshackled my life. It took a lot away from things that I thought that I was able to do in my spiritual life, and I was really not capable of doing. So, my testimony is for those of you who have that spirit of unforgiveness and the fact that that grievance has not totally been erased, and that you are free to love that person and to give that person just like nothing has ever happened, then you have not, in my opinion, experienced the spirit of true forgiveness. So my testimony is, go with God. If God is pricking your heart that you need to give someone forgiveness, allow him to work in your heart. It is a process. And for me, what I'll share with you, I had to come to the realization that I wanted to forgive. But it was only until I was honest with myself and was honest with God and said, look, I want to forgive. I don't know how to forgive. Give me the words in my mind and in my heart to ask you to come in to deliver me from these feelings and to be able to actually forgive. That was the key for me. I experienced that experience when I call myself helping someone else, but God gave me a breakthrough as well. So I hope it blesses you. Be blessed.